Okay, we're going to take a look at another advanced filleting feature. I'm going to select the fillet icon, and I'm going to very quickly put a fillet around the base of this. And I'm going to do that by using a different advanced filleting icon to just select the intersection, and let's put a 5mm fillet around the entire edge. But now let's talk about the edges to keep option. And here under the edges to keep, I'm going to select vertical edge here, here, and here. And we'll say OK. And now let's take a look at how this changed the look of our fillets. So these are our three vertical edges, and you'll notice on the outside corners, when we pick that as an edge to keep, it's like rolling a ball bearing along here and letting it roll around the corner, so it gets a nice rounded corner. Over here, since we did not have an edge to keep here, it just simply did a linear intersection. On the inside, selecting the edges of the keep didn't seem to make a difference. Now let's fillet the top surface. Let's go to fillet, and let's fillet the top surface, and we'll say OK. And again, we have very linear, sharp edges on all the fillets. Let's double click the fillet, and now let's add in a couple of edges to keep. Let's add in, select here in our edges to keep option, and let's add in this one, and this one. Okay, and we'll say OK. And you'll notice that here it was just the opposite. On the edges to keep, it was the inside radius where it makes the difference. Okay. Now let's go over here to another feature and talk about another way that edges to keep can help us out. Let's put a little fillet in right here, but my fillet is going to be a 3mm fillet, and it fits in just fine because that's a 5mm high feature. But what happens if I take this fillet and double click it and try to make it 10mm? Okay, and I say OK. There's going to be an error. So what it's asking us is, what should we do now? So let's double click our fillet again, and let's put the edges to keep, and let's select this top edge. And of course it turns purple like edges to keep do. Now what's going to happen is it's going to be the same as rolling a ball bearing around this corner, and actually you see that the fillet will just roll right on top of that purple edge, and we'll say OK, and there you go. Okay. Now let's take another example of how an edge to keep might help us in this area. Okay. First, let's put a fillet on here, and let's make it a 5mm fillet. Okay, and then let's put a fillet on the bottom and do 5mm there. And now let's run a fillet right down this edge here. We want to smooth this out a little bit, so I'll do fillet and I'll pick that edge there and say OK. Now that's an interesting looking fillet. It's probably not the way we would make it though. So I am going to Control Z back out of these fillets, and let's try them now again. Let's pick a fillet option. Let's pick this edge here, and we'll pick this edge here. And now I want to pick this edge as my rolling edge, or my edge to keep. So I pick there, and I pick it, and it's purple, and I'll say OK. Oh, it's having an issue. So let's pick this, let's clear the selection, and let's pick this as my rolling edge fillet. Now it seemed to get it, but it rolled on this edge, but this edge is having a problem. So now let's pick it again, and let's add another rolling edge here. Now it seemed to have problems when I picked just this edge to roll, but it didn't have a problem when I picked just this edge to roll. Well, it has to do with the order in which you pick your fillets. So here we have a very nice fillet going around with rolling edges around both.